TheWitch.com. I'm entering the Hood Witch. That's it? One page?
Yeah. Do you want another ghost story?
No, that's good because I can knock it out and. All right.
Or do you want to read a little bigger one?
Doesn't bother me. Find pace and device. Sheet. Okay. I just have to, hold on. I select the HPA laser jet. Print.
Bean, did you eat those? Where's that dish?
Where's that ditch? Crazy bitch.
Oh, you did? Alright, good. Yeah, you go. Hey Siri, living room light?
Dos es.
It does get real. Beanie, coming over, Rover? Where are you, bone bones? Bone, chicky, bone, ba beanie, 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 chicky, bone, ba bone, bone. Oh, there you are. It's bone, chicky, bone, ba bean, bean. Bone, chick, bone. Bean, we're gonna have to dress you up in your little witchy suit.
She loves that.
Hey, why not?
She's the biggest fan of
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe you did this, man. This me.
It's PTA.
I guess I do the witch tip. We start off with the full harvest moon.
Yeah, you gotta read that. You do very good.
I gotta actually need the third page. So I have to finish Virgo and then I'll throw you Libra when I finish.
Yeah.
Fourth page.
Have you tried these on?
Do you know what they are?
I definitely can't use them, but I don't know if you can.
These are probably prescription. Oh my god.
Yeah. You get like.
It's great no matter what I do with them.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. Poor person, I wish I knew where they were because their eyes are horrible.
Yeah, they need help.
Wow. This is, I can read everything else on the screen. This just makes everything clear.
Yeah.
And if I'm looking here, like I can read everything. And I can read that. I can read Thomas of a Winery, Broomstick. I was like, I look over there like, nope. There's one thing I wanted to keep up here, which was
Really? Oh yeah.
alright, we're almost ready. Do you pour a little Tomasello before we start? Yeah.
I have some already. I'm just bringing it over in case I need more.
We're already rolling there, so we're ready to roll here as soon as you tell me that we're ready to roll.
I'm ready. Are we ready? I'm ready. Up. That's good. I wonder if we caught that.
We only caught it on that. We didn't catch the bean being like, you guys make me physically sick when you start this thing.
Yeah. Gotta love dogs. Jeez.
Just delete that real quick.
Gotta love dogs. Gotta love dogs. Here she comes. I so want to dress you up in your little witchy poo outfit. I so do.
Because Bean loves the witch outfit.
She's gotta be on the podcast. She's gotta be a witch,
She's gotta be a witch along with the witch.
Yo, what is up with this?
It's fitting that the podcast number, this is podcast number Lucky 13.
Woo!
Comes across in October.
Yes.
The week before Halloween is when this will be premiering.
Woo!
So, so how's your week, Miss Witch? What did you get up to? Oh, this was the week. This was actually the week where the magazine did premiere. We're waiting for our issue to come.
Yeah.
Everybody seemed real excited about it. We got a lot of good feedback.
Yes.
We've already got submissions for the next issue.
Yes.
And we're looking for more submissions, and we're not getting as much art and writing.
Yeah, we really love a lot more poetry, short stories. You know, if you want to write anything that would just appeal to this kind of.
It just dawned on me that when we do get our meaty hands on this thing, it's going to be probably this week coming up.
Yeah.
In the next week's episode, we'll be able to actually look at it, talk about it.
Oh yeah.
And that'll be the episode of
Halloween. That'll be fun.
So.
Yeah, but we need pet submissions or like fantastic familiars. Submit. Introduce you, your pet, your plant, whatever it is that is interspecies that you have a relationship with. Your alien, meaning from Mars or whatever. But yeah.
Not you lizard people. We're not into lizard people. Although if you're the tall Nordics, please come forth.
Oh yeah, the Nordics. The Nordics. You don't want a gray. You don't like the
grays.
grays.
Grays are cute, but they do a lot of anal probing. I mean, I don't have a problem with anal probing, but
yeah, I don't.
If they're not lubricating, I'm not into it. So.
No. My anal is a one-way street. Do not go up there.
It's an outdoor anal.
Yeah.
I agree.
But anyway, so my week was good. Well, it was better. Let's put it this way. It was better.
No tragedies. Things got better.
Yeah, it was better. In fact, Midge, our little dog, she was hospitalized Monday.
Was that Monday that happened? Is it that?
Oh my God! It seems so long ago.
It's been a long. It's been a.
Wow.
I noticed that 5-day work weeks are just incredibly long.
Yeah. So because it was last Saturday that all this occurred.
1 week today.
Yeah. And so our dog Midge, our 14-year-old little Midge ball, she tried to go up the front porch and missed the top step and tried to turn around and go back down and then missed the bottom 2 steps and just face planted into the cement. And she ended up with a really bad concussion. She had to be hospitalized and she didn't do well with the one pain med, and then they put her on another one. Her eyeball was all swollen. They thought she was possibly blind in it. It's just been a hot mess all week. But on a good note, she is doing a lot better. It took till Wednesday for her to recognize us, though.
I'm pretty sure you're my owners. You're not hurting me, so I'm guessing you're feeding me. This must be good.
She had no idea who we were. In fact, it was like she was looking through you, not at you. So it was a long week. But everybody else seems to be doing fine. And here's little Beanie. She's like, I'm coming to say hi.
When you walk to that microphone, nobody's hearing over here in the actual podcast.
Well, I'm showing them. I'm showing Beanie.
You gotta pick the bean up and stick him in that. It's like, where did Christine go? She left.
I'm right here. So here's Beanie.
You stick the bean up and go.
So we're doing good. Everything's much better. It's ending on a good note this week for a change.
Yesterday's the final day of the week. I think we record this normally on Saturday evenings. It is Saturday evening at 7 o'clock. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And tonight's podcast is brought to you by Thomasella Winery. It's Witch's Brew. Get yourself a bottle. It's very good. So that's it for me. What about you?
Oh, geez. My week has been. My week's boring. I drive back and forth to Upper Ocean County every day. Luckily, it's been quiet. I gotta say that it's very eerie. We're from New Jersey, and I've been driving the Parkway every day. About 25 miles I'm on the Parkway, and it is eerie getting on the Parkway and just zooming down the Parkway with no traffic. 4 out of 5 days, actually 10 trips. 9 out of 10 trips, it's normally just no traffic. It's just so anybody's telling you, oh, the economy's doing way better, everything's doing better, that's a lie. There's the people on the road, so the jobs aren't being done, and the only people that are out there. So
no, there's a lot of people out of work.
A lot of people out of work. So bless you to all the people that are out of work. We hope everything works out for you.
And everybody's getting sick again anyway, so.
Yeah. So we're getting the, we're having a second wave. We never finished the first wave. When you're still having 500 cases a day, it's not over.
It's just no one's listening anymore.
Yeah.
They're not wearing masks, they're hanging out, they're going to bars, they're all over each other, and
we're seeing it.
Going out to eat, so everybody's getting sick again. I mean, plus you're going to be forced indoors, it's getting cold. So, it's just gonna happen. Whatever.
True. Yeah, no, it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not gonna listen to science. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, it's not rocket science.
It is not rocket science. It's very simple. It's a virus that transmits by breathing it in.
Spittle.
Yeah, it's basically, yeah. If you really want to get
spittle.
Long exposure to somebody who's talking. So if you put a mask on, it's the great that great little there's a meme out there that shows how the masking actually works, and it's a guy with 2 guys with no pants on, and they both pissed their pants, and they're both standing in puddles of each other's piss.
Yeah.
And then of course the guy who has pants on, and the guy who doesn't have pants on. Well, the guy who does have pants on, he gets piss on himself, and he's also sort of protected from the other guy's piss, but it still gets, on the pants. But when both guys piss their pants with pants on, they're just standing in puddles of their own piss. So if you're both masked, you're just sitting there breathing in your own shit.
It takes that much to make people understand.
They still don't understand. They still don't get it, because you watch these people, this is my freedom. I'm so tired of hearing freedom. Here's a well-known fact. If you ever read the Declaration of Independence or the Constitution, you are entitled to, in this order, prepare yourself, people. Life, number 1. Number 2 is liberty, i.e. freedom. And then you get the pursuit of happiness. So you're allowed to be alive is number 1. So your freedom is number 2 to our lives. Put your fucking mask on and stop bitching and moaning about a piece of cloth. It's like, give me a break.
It's really not that big of a deal. I gotta wear one all day long, and it's just whatever. I wear it. Everybody else wears it. So far, nobody's getting, well...
Did we have a case?
Well, we had one a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, but that would be outside the office. It's not
No, but apparently a lot of people have had it. A lot more people than I knew at work had it down there. Yeah, like there were other supervisors that had it. So, yeah, a lot of people were sick.
Wear your mask, people, please, for everybody. For people's parents, for people's moms, for people's kids.
I know the woman downstairs, she had it for like a month. She was very sick. And she just came back to work not too long ago.
I guess that leads into 2 things. Number 1, the current president of the country announced that this is the day that, actually this is the weekend that he did announce that he has finally gotten the virus, which is shocking to me that he finally got it. He should have gotten it like months ago, because he takes no precautions and he's blatant about it. But beyond that, obviously there's a lot of people who don't like the current president of the United States, and since he has a virus that's very deadly to people, A, his age, and B, his weight, and C, with his kind of comorbidities, such as being just obese and having clogged arteries and the like. They are on, of course, different platforms of multimedia wishing him not well, but death. So you don't really want to do that to anybody. I mean, I understand where they're coming from, but I want to point out hypocrisy. So Twitter and Facebook and all those companies now, this is the atheists' irritation. They all said, well, we're going to be pulling posts we're going to ban posts that are calling for looking at, I hope the president dies from this virus, right? We don't want that out. It's horrible. Don't put that out there. Don't do that. Okay, that's fine. So we have 4 new congresswomen, well, actually, yes, congresswomen in the House of Representatives that are all of color, whether they are Hispanic or black. And when they were elected to the House of Representatives, the death threats they would receive. And I'm sure they went beyond death threats and direct messages, because you know what women get? They don't get a lot of love.
Yeah, we get harassed a lot.
So the question posed by all of those women, now that they've seen that Facebook and Twitter apparently do give a flying shit if it's an old fucking white guy who's in power and he gets death threats, or people wish him dead, that's important. But apparently if you're number one, if you're a person of color, number two, of course, if you're a woman, sit down, shut up, and don't say anything, and just fucking take it, please. So that hypocrisy there is, it's becoming so off the hook here that I'm having a real difficult time even managing to exist in this country and on this planet, because that's just off the hook. And that's a damn good question to raise. It's like, why now is it important to do this? I don't have an answer for it other than this system is fucked.
Well, it's just it's always been this way. You know, it's a double standard. You know, if you're a white male, you're golden. No one can touch you. If you're a woman, you're fucked. If you're a woman of color, you're really fucked. You know, and it's a horrible thing to say. You know, and it's just the truth. It's just the way it is. I don't know what'll change it. Women learn to live with it. You adapt. You deal with it. You put up with it. And I mean, it's trivial bullshit. It's like going to the store to get groceries. It's going to get gas. You know, it's walking out your fucking door and you get this shit by indiscriminate people that just feel they are entitled to say whatever they fucking want to you. So it continues right into fucking social media, and there's a lot of F words going on here, because this is things that should be, if you're not outraged at this exact moment in time on the planet, you are sleeping in a cardboard box someplace with absolutely nothing going on around you that informs you of what's the situation is on the planet, because this is unbelievable. Oh, and there's another irritation that I want to point out. Now, the average working, as my parents used to call them, slob, if they get this... My mother would say, poor slob.
It's poor slobs. And I'm like, wow, Dad, you guys are on Social Security and you're older and you really have really not a lot of money.
Well, she would refer to herself that way.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like she would call...
Let's fucking poor slobs.
Yeah, but she would say almost in an endearing way, because she would feel for these people.
So, the average poor slob, quote unquote, out there, if they get this thing, they gotta suck it up and hopefully not die from it. Or if they do get sick, and we've all seen the medical bill catastrophes that come in because of this, they could wind up in massive debt. But of course, if one of our elected officials gets sick, we get flown by helicopter into the friggin' secret bunker hospital at Walter Reed and taken care of. And okay, I almost get that, because that's the President of the United States. But then, apparently, the ex-governor of our state, Chrissy, who's around the president and coaching him without a mask on.
So I'm sure that buddies got sick together.
Yep, he's sick. Now, of course, what did he do? Before he even got really sick, he's decided to check himself into the hospital and make sure everything will be fine so that he can get taken care of right away. So, again, the elite white males...
Well, wait a minute. We couldn't even mean... Okay, hold on. I'm getting angry. So wait a minute. He went and checked himself into a hospital. We couldn't even get fucking tested unless you showed symptoms.
Well, that was back in the beginning of the virus.
You still, a lot of them, the county ones are still that way.
You can get tested without having to.
You can, but if you go to the county drive-thrus, you still have to show symptoms.
Be that as it may, since Mr. friggin' Christie has money and everything else, he gets to check into the hospital right away. And I don't know why Siri's suddenly starting up. Christie, did you mean bloated whale? He gets to check himself into the hospital to make sure that he won't drop dead from this thing, because again, I want to go back to who could possibly die from this. Christie is in his upper 50s, and he is also morbidly obese.
He's only in his 50s?
He is 4 years older than me.
Wow, he looks horrendous.
Well, he doesn't really take care of himself.
And I'm not not saying that to be mean.
He looks horrendous.
Physically, he's in not good shape.
So our system is so fucked up. And now I'm sure many of you know who our ex-governor was. He's the guy who left his
Oh my God.
role as governor as the least liked politician in the country.
Yeah.
And he's whatever.
Well, I'm sure Trump's right there with him.
He's right there. Well, no, he's got his followers, but he was the most least liked politician in the country, and I can tell you why. Because let me tell you, he treated the citizens of this state like we were
peasants.
Well, we were just. There wasn't even like poor slobs. You're just fucking slobs.
Yeah.
And he would just talk. I couldn't believe it. You know, ending with.
He needed to be decked.
Yeah.
The way he talked to people, someone needed to punch him the fuck out.
He's a guy who lived an entire life with bodyguards around him. Because he's not the kind of guy. Yeah, he's not the kind of guy who could deck anybody. He's got nothing. There's nothing there.
No, he's a pussy.
So the atheist irritation this week is hypocrisy in our system to the nth degree when it comes. And I am an older white male, and I know that I am privileged in my position of what I'm able to do and not to do. So let's and it's, you know what, you're asking what's it gonna take to change this. It's just evolution, because we're gonna die off, us older white males, and what's coming up behind us ain't us.
It ain't white.
Nope, it's all a bunch of mixed race,
It's
mixed
modeled.
people.
Yeah.
So we are going to become a minority in this country, and it's probably going to lead to a very hard time because these guys get very upset. But since you're going to be the minority, no matter what you try to do, you're going to lose. It was like in World War II, when little Hitler and all those white guys over in Germany thought they were going to take over the world, and they decided they were going to try it, and they didn't realize that they were actually in the minority. And then the United States and the rest of the world came over and said, we're stopping this. And he got as far as he could go, and within 1 year, because D-Day was 1944, and by 1945,
it was done.
And that was done. The United States stomped his fucking ass into the ground. He blew his brains out in his bunker. So you ain't gonna win this battle.
That was brutal. That was a horrible war.
Yes.
World War
I was very, very.
That was the trench wars.
So you're not gonna win this battle, and that's all I got to say this week. So I went in the diatribe. Very upset. Chrissy.
Can you smell it?
Tincture. This is the tincture. If you read the magazine.
No. That's the wine.
That's the wine. It smells like grape juice.
Yeah,
it is grape
really
juice. Bro, spike it in grape juice.
All right, so I'm
Has it been 6 weeks?
No. No, the 3rd.
It's been 1 month.
1 month.
1 month.
Yeah. So what we're talking about is I decided to make myself a dewormer and an antifungal. And
because she's a fun gal.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before, right? When I first made it.
You might have touched on it.
Yeah. So anyway, what I had decided to make, because we have black walnut trees behind the house, which we never had walnut trees where we used to live. So it was incredibly fascinating to see all these big green balls hanging in the trees and fall into the ground. But I knew about the anti-parasitic and antifungal properties of the green hulls of the black walnut nut. So basically, what I don't know if maybe you don't know, but you know what a walnut looks like, correct? So when it grows, it is actually encased inside of a big green. It looks like a big green ball, and then inside of that is the walnut. That green hull is what carries the anti-parasitic and antifungal properties that I needed. So basically, you cut that green stuff off the nut. Ow. Yeah.
Well, you know what? If you have green stuff on your nut, please cut it off.
Yeah, that's a public service announcement. And you take those green holes and you immerse them in an alcohol. So I decided to use gluten-free vodka, and you basically let it sit in a dark room, dark cupboard for 6 weeks. And this is what you get. We're on 4 weeks.
4 weeks. This is 4 weeks today.
Yeah.
Dirty water.
So basically, you need to shake it every little bit and then put it back in the dark until it's ready. And when it's ready, you got to strain it, because inside of here is all those holes, although you can't see them. So I plan on deworming and antifungoing myself as soon as this happens. And I'm sure I'll do it to Brett too. He just might not be aware.
Why is it so dark? Don't worry about it. Just drink it, stupid.
Just drink it.
Just drink it.
Just drink it. You don't need to worry about it. But I have used this stuff in the past. I had bought it in stores, but now I can make my own. And boy, did I make a lot. Because you only need 20 drops once a day for 2 weeks.
I think John's going to have some too. He was talking about one.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm sure I'll pass it out to a few people or give it as Christmas gifts.
Here's your dirty water as a Christmas gift. I'm like,
yeah.
What?
The thing is that you need to know about this is, number one, there is an incredibly high iodine content in this. So if you're allergic to iodine, do not do this. If you're allergic to nuts, do not drink this or eat this, because you're gonna obviously not be a happy camper. But what a lot of people do not realize is that it is incredibly high in iodine, and pretty much what you're looking at is straight iodine.
So you can drink iodine? I never knew that.
Well, you can, yeah. Yeah, you can. They sell iodine for people that have thyroid conditions.
Iodine's that stuff you used to drip in the cuts, no?
Well, that's yeah. Well, that's the colored iodine. They put the coloring a lot of times into that. There's betadine. There's iodine.
Is there ceodine, diodine, ethidine, ceodine?
There's xenodine.
Xena! Or iodine.
Yeah. But also, a lot of people don't realize too is that you take iodine tablets to protect your thyroid when there is nuclear waste around. So
I think I learned that on the 100 too. They actually did that.
Well, the thing is that when there was it Fukushima?
Yes.
When everybody on the West Coast started taking iodine tablets.
That's right.
Potassium iodine. So that way you protect your I think it's your parathyroid or your thyroid. I don't know if it's your thyroid or your parathyroid. But basically you basically the reason you're taking the iodine is to immerse your thyroid in iodine so it doesn't absorb any of the radioactive iodine that's coming over at the iodides. And that's pretty much why you do that.
It's anti-iodides for iodine.
Yeah, so. But otherwise, I'm doing this strictly as a dewormer and an antifungal. And I'm sure it'll kill COVID too. It pretty much kills, iodine kills everything. So, yeah, that's going to be our winter brew. Plus we have elderberries. I got to make an elderberry syrup. That's really good for colds and antivirals and all that fun stuff.
Antiviral.
Yeah.
What'd you buy?
Anti-V. So.
All right, that sounds interesting.
Those are my projects right now. Yeah. And then, all right. So, is it Chrissy's?
Do we do Chrissy's Creepy Chronicles, or do we do the horoscopes or the sexy scopes?
Yeah, let's do the sexy.
Sexy scope. The
by the Hoodwitch.
By the Hoodwitch. Hoodwitch.com. Oh my goodness. Okay, Witch Tips and Horoscopes. This is for 9:30 to 10:05. This is the past and the future. Something like that. Are we ready? This week starts off with the full harvest moon in Aries on October 1st. And let me tell you, we have to get a lot of lube to get that moon up in Aries. This luminary will be a time of healing and releasing. I'm liking this already. A sentiment we can all use at the moment. It's a planet of love and money. Venus enters earthy Virgo on October 2nd, and I want to know more about this. Venus's ingress forward will add a practicality to our love lives and how we invest or spend money over the next few weeks. Evolutionary Pluto ends its retrograde journey in Capricorn, and let me tell you, Pluto was in there for a while.
Oh shit.
I'm cleaned out. This ends on October 4th. This planetary moonwalk started on April 25th. I knew I was feeling some irritation. We can expect to see shifts and transformations in our lives as well as the world at large. And tell you what, since that's 9:30 to 10:05, holy shit, was that correct. Aries, you always strive to be the best, but sometimes it is impossible for you to live up to the expectations that you put on yourself. The answer to this emotional quandary is simple. Stop putting pressure on yourself to be flawless and perfect. Life is messy and complicated, which is why it's so much fun. Roll your sleeves up and allow yourself to get dirty.
Woo!
And I like getting dirty. Taurus, it's time for you to stake. It's time for you to stake a vampire. Don't do that, I'm joking. It's time for you to take a step back from your daily routine and do a deep dive into your subconscious. We'll come to see that all of the answers you have been looking for are within you. What you will find is that your sentiments are and have been totally on point. Your innate psychic powers are stronger than ever. Trust your intuition now. Gemini, there are always two roads to take, the hard and the easy path. Take the hard path. What you're coming to find this week is that both roads are equally tough. Nothing is simple and every decision requires a lot of work. On the contrary, you may feel as though you can't win in challenging situations. Think matters through before committing to one mindset. Be flexible with your choice. Cancer, your personal ideology and goals have shifted over the past months. You've proven that you can talk the talk. Now it's time to see if you can actually walk the walk. This is your time to show your peers and yourself that you can and will do all the things that you've said you would. The moment is now. How will you choose to proceed? Leo, there's a lot of change and transformation brewing beneath the surface in your life at the moment. You're evolving at rampant speed and becoming the best version of yourself. However, there may be slip-ups this week in which you revert back to your old habits. Don't stress this, Leo. Nobody's perfect. Try to get out of that moment and move forward if you can. Virgo, my sweet Virgo. Boom, boom, boom. Standing in your power is hard, especially when your feelings have been taken for granted by others and you desperately need to implement limits in relationships. With the right mindset and attitude, you can demand that others respect you and don't overstep their boundaries. If they don't, then you have to create a space in the relationship for yourself where you can feel at ease. They're talking about us.
Me and you?
Yeah, that's your relationship.
I thought it was other relationships.
Is it other relationships? Is that where I started there? Is other relationships? Staying in your power. We need to
implement limits
in relationships, not in your relationship.
Yeah.
That's okay. All right, we're good.
I was thinking because of what happened last week, being taken for granted.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little.
That was to add to a shit Saturday.
Libra.
Anyway, Libra, love is in the air, which is making you jump with joy. The full harvest moon will bring you in all the fiery passions you crave and then some. The only caveat to your romantic feels is that you can't get enough of your person and will demand their attention 24/7. Having said that, in true Libra fashion, you wouldn't have it any other way. I heard that.
It sounds like the cat's stuck somewhere, yes. Cat's definitely stuck someplace. Do we need to pause the horoscope while we find the cat?
No. Scorpio.
The cat could be pooping or pissing on something.
I hope not. Scorpio, you've been thirsting to bring your desires to life, although you've given your passions all that you have to thrive. Wait a minute. Scorpio, let me start again.
Scorpio, you got cats. This is about cats. Cats!
You've been thirsting to bring your desires to life. Although you've given your passions all that you have to thrive, they've hit a stalemate that set you back on implementing them into reality. Don't stop believing in your visions because you have a few setbacks in getting your dreams started. Manifesting takes time. Use this week to reassess and revise what you wish to create. Sagittarius, your creative notions are activated, but you aren't able to think of any new ideas at the moment, which is making you feel stuck. Don't rush the artistic process. When you have a brilliant idea, it'll pour out of you like a waterfall. Until then, try to have fun making art for art's sake. Brilliant objectives and novel ideas are coming soon. Be patient. Capricorn. Okay, you horny dude. When one door closes, another one opens. Keep that sentiment in mind this week, as you'll be ending a professional endeavor but beginning a new one, which will elevate your status even more.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
I've been elevated quite often.
Yeah. Be open to change and growth now. Don't take matters too personally, and even if it feels like you should, because the end results probably have very little to do with you. Aquarius. Unfortunately, it's hard to find time to spend with your friends and colleagues due to your popularity. Being the airy peacemaker of the zodiac, you are willing to structure your partnerships so everyone can spend time with you. This means that you will be giving your energy to those who care deeply about you, but only if they give you the same affection in return. Pisces. Trying to keep up with the times and daily changes is hard. You're feeling a little lost in the shuffle and overwhelmed. Use this week to center your energies back into yourself and to ground yourself. You'll find meditation, which focuses on breathing while allowing you to let go of negativity, and healing salt baths with herbs and flowers, especially helpful in calming your anxieties. And those people are the horoscopes.
The horoscopes.
Woo!
The sexoscopes.
They are sexy scopes.
Oh, sexy scooperies. Oh my goodness. The witch is guzzling her wine. Didn't you? Oh, your witch is broomstick brew. They have a Jersey Devil brew too, don't they, or something?
Yeah.
Thomas Hall.
Yeah.
You're out of Jersey.
Yeah, they have a couple ones. They have a Jersey Devil port. Port is a very sweet red wine. Very sugary. It's usually drank with desserts. And then they have some other one now. I didn't really know what it was. But alright. So I think it's time for Chrissy's Creepy Chronicles.
And here we go. Do we have the intro, please? Alright, it's time.
Alright. So this is about Sloss Furnaces in Birmingham, Alabama.
Which just happens to be my sweet home.
Alabama?
Sweet home? No, hell no. Hell no. I think that's one of the states with the worst educational rating.
So anyway, this is what it looks like, in case you need to know. And these are all true. Birmingham, Alabama was founded in 1871, 5 years after the Civil War, and with it, the need for tons of pig iron to fix America's crumbling infrastructure. To satisfy the demand, Colonel James Wither Sloss started construction on Sloss Furnaces. A year later, the company opened its doors to hundreds of employees. According to its official website, working on blast furnaces was an advanced job, and it was also very dangerous. The danger was soon realized as many workers started being incinerated in the furnaces and falling to their deaths. Conditions only worsened in the early 1900s after a cruel foreman, James Slag Wormwood, took a job at Sloss. According to Reader's Digest, Wormwood took dangerous risks in order to increase production. As a result, nearly 50 employees died on site and many were involved in terrible accidents during his tenure. Allegedly, in retaliation, the workers tossed him into the furnace in 1906. You can still tour the grounds today if you dare. While there, you might just hear the voice of Slag telling his employees to get back to work, along with the other paranormal occurrences. Sloss even hosts a Fright Night every year around Halloween that's based heavily on Slag's story. Interesting,
Slag
right?
off. It's interesting that his name was Slag and he worked at it.
Slag Wormwood.
Slag Wormwood.
Seriously. Like what? Like James Slag Wormwood.
Slag is that's something that you would be in it's not a refinery. It's
I thought it has to do with iron, right? Slag. Isn't that the stuff that you?
Slag is stuff that comes off of.
That comes off, or is that welding?
No, it's
iron.
Iron stuff comes off the iron.
All right. And yours?
Yours, I have one. Yes.
Yes, you have one.
Mine is takes place in New York. The Crying Lady in the Dakota. The Dakota, an apartment building in New York City, has been home to many rich and famous residents since it opened back in 1884. John Lennon and Yoko Ono moved into the building in 1973, and John was also assassinated outside the structure on December 8, 1980. Before his death, John claimed he saw a crying lady ghost roaming the halls. Then, after John died, Yoko, who still lives in the building, said she witnessed John's ghost sitting at his piano. Yoko says John told her, "Don't be afraid, I'm still with you." I had to say it in a British accent because it's goddamn John Lennon.
Yeah.
You know, think of all the people.
I find that fascinating. She still lives there. Like I don't think I could have done that.
She broke up the freaking Beatles, man.
It doesn't matter. I think she truly loved him.
Yeah. I think the Beatles had their moment, and the Beatles. They were one of the few groups that actually they moved on from being that pop band. You know, people that broke up and Yoko Ono.
But look at everything you got from that.
Yeah, you started out with "She Loves Me, yeah," to like Sgt. Pepper, and then you got John and Yoko and Wings.
And then you got Wings, and then you had the drummer. He went off and did movies.
The drummer.
Yeah.
Ringo, you just referred to Ringo Starr as the drummer.
Ringo Starr he was caveman.
He was.
He fell in dinosaur poop.
He fell in dinosaur. Ringo Starr, and he is married still to Barbara Bach, Playboy model, super. And I always thought that was cool. I'm like, there's love right there, man. She's not with him because he's the cool Beatle. You never hear anything about Ringo Starr. He
never really did anything.
Yep. I mean, he had some popular songs. He did his thing, and now
but I mean, he never really did anything to make him seem like he was an asshole. That's what I meant.
Oh yeah, no, he's Ringo Starr, man.
Yeah.
I'll play the drums and have a good time.
Yeah.
Did you see my wife? Having a good time, life, right? You guys want to change the world? I just want to live in it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you're too funny. I don't know. I almost feel like I need to read another one because they're very short.
Well, it is that month when we need more Halloween, and I think our listeners want more Halloween. We're at 38 minutes, so we've got some time here.
All right. This is the actual Bell Witch. So if you're a scary movie lover, you might actually know about the Bell Witch. The films An American Haunting and The Blair Witch Project are both based on the story. Way back in the early 1800s, a man named John Bell moved his family to an area in Tennessee called Red River, which is now known as Adams, Tennessee. After they had settled in a new home, some peculiar things started to happen. The Bell family began hearing some bizarre noises, including dogs barking, chains rattling, rats chewing, and a woman whispering. Soon that woman became known as the Bell Witch, and many people believe she's the ghost of a former neighbor of the Bells, Kate Batts. Batts and the Bells and the Silver Spoon had a dispute over land, and she had sworn vengeance on the Bell.
I swear vengeance upon
the Bell family before she died. Later on, Bell died from poisoning, and it's rumored to be the work of the Bell Witch.
So that's what the...
Yes, the American Haunting and the Blair Witch.
Blair Witch Project.
Yep.
When I first saw that in the movies, I was like, what is this thing?
Did you like it? I never saw it.
It was alright. I mean, again, scary movies don't scare me, but I thought it was an interesting take on the whole, which is common now, but sort of a pseudo-documentary of what happened. I tell you what, those type of movies are better at giving me chills.
Yeah.
I do get chills when I see something. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It always gives me chills, and I don't know why. Whenever you watch like alien stuff, and like there's like some weird thing, it comes down and they're like, this is what happened that night. I was like, ooh, it's so freaky.
Yeah.
You know, through your body where your hair, little hair follicles go boink,
boink. Yeah, you know something's not right.
I get follicle woodies.
Follicle woodies. Oh my goodness. All right, here's another one. The Ghost of the Crescent Hotel. Spend the night in a haunted Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs. I always like that name, Eureka.
Eureka!
Eureka! Eureka Springs, Arkansas, which opened in 1886. During construction, a worker named Michael was killed, and his ghost reportedly still haunts room 2018. Isn't this where The Shining was filmed? Anyway.
Arkansas? It might be.
Well, I just remember that story. But alright, so anyway, the hotel came under the ownership of known medical fraud Norman Baker in 1937, who fancied himself a doctor. He turned the hotel into the Baker Cancer Hospital, claiming to have a cure for the disease. He did not, obviously. Patients who died under his care were buried right in the hotel's basement, which served as a makeshift morgue. He was arrested in 1940, but his patients' spirits are said to still remain. Because the hotel is still open, guests often say they see apparitions and hear noises during the stay. Sci-Fi's Ghost Hunters even has footage of something moving in the basement. Ooh, you want to read one?
I'll take one. I want to do some scary reading. It's Halloween.
Do scary reading. Here, you know what? Take two.
Take two. It's only in the morning.
Take another. All right.
Oh, this is it. Well, perfectly. It's right up my alley. Hugging Molly.
Are you hugging?
Hugging Molly.
Are you mean? Are you mean hugging?
Mean? What's mean hugging?
I don't know. Mean man hugging.
Mean man hugging. Hugging Molly. This occurs in Abbeville, Alabama. Going back to Alabama.
There's a lot of them in Alabama.
Apparently. Alabama slammer. It's best to stay home when the sun sets in Abbeville.
Wow, I thought I was bad.
That's a tongue twister.
I'm drinking the wine. You're not.
It's best to stay home when the sun sets in Abbeville, Alabama, if you want to avoid hugging Molly's chilly embrace. As the legend goes, beginning in the early 1900s, an oversized figure clad in all black began roaming the streets at night looking for unsuspecting victims. Once she fixates on someone, she hugs the person and screams ever so loudly into their ears.
Well, that's horrible.
Many people have recounted stories of being chased by what they believe was Huggin' Molly. Local parents have even taken advantage of the story to keep their children in line. The town embraces its nighttime warden, proudly calling itself the home of Huggin' Molly. There's even a family-friendly restaurant named after her. Come on down to Huggin' Molly's. Huggin' Molly's. Get squeezed and get scared.
Yeah, eat the atomic wings and you'll be screaming.
You'll be screaming louder than if Huggin' Molly was squeezing it after you eat our atomic wings at Huggin' Molly's. That is a great name for a freaking restaurant, Huggin' Molly's. Huggin' Molly's. Squeeze my... That's also a great name for a strip club.
Oh my god.
I'm Huggin' Molly's right now.
This is gonna go on for hours.
Hold on. Woo. Okay, so now we're going to Serency, Georgia. The Serency house guest. Okay, we're going to Serency, Georgia. The Serency house ghost. The Serency clan began experiencing paranormal activities in present-day Serency, Georgia in the 1870s. Family members reported witnessing objects soaring across rooms, hearing laughter and crying, and seeing red eyes staring into the house.
That's scary.
Food was thrown from their plates and utensils, twisted into unusable shapes. The townspeople speculated that these occurrences were cries for help from spirits who thought the family would be able to save them. On the day the family decided to leave the house, a fire iron allegedly floated up and started hitting one of the sons on the head. No one was ever brave enough to live in the house again, and the building went up in flames in 1925.
Wow.
Crackle, crackle, crackle.
Wow.
So we're at 44 minutes, Miss Witch. Should we,
You got anything else?
I'm pretty tapped out for the week here.
We forgot to buy our turnips. We were supposed to carve turnips.
All right, well, next week then, before we do our podcast, we will have to get turnips and carve the turnips. And next week will be the official Halloween podcast, because that will come out on Halloween. We're thinking, I was discussing this with the witch, that we're going to do, we're going to have this podcast that we record, and we're going to do that. And then we're going to do a podcast Halloween night live from the cottage conundrum. Depending on, I guess we could just get the fire going in the back and just go in the back for an hour and go live on a podcast.
Yeah.
And I think we can do that right from the app. So that's how we'll be doing it.
Okay.
So.
Halloween's gonna be a weird night anyway, because I don't even know what to expect. It's just so weird out there with COVID and all.
Yeah, it's gonna be an odd.
I told Brett he needs to dress up in a plague mask. Like, he should go totally plague doctor.
Should walk around and bring out your dead.
Yeah, we got the lantern.
Yeah, it's not right. It's a little too early for that. It's not funny.
Is it too soon?
It's too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
So the plague is too soon.
Yes, because we're involved in a semi-small plague.
Well, the other plague killed way more than what's going on now.
And you would get, was it bit by a flea, and that's how you would get the,
Yeah, they thought it was rats, but it wasn't. It was the fleas that were on the mice and the rats.
So, I mean, that's pretty easily transmittable then, you know?
It still happens, you know. It still for some reason, it happens out, like, in the Midwest. It's still prevalent.
The good old bubonic plague.
Yeah, the bubonic, and then there's the hantavirus, which also is a pretty good one. That is still very common. But yeah, it's from the fleas, you know, and then you get the bulbs, which is the big black boils, and you bleed, and the whole nine. You just croak.
The Black Death. The Black
Death. Can't even imagine.
Alright, so on that upbeat note, since it is Halloween, I guess we'll end this podcast. Mm-hmm. Alright, so just going to remind everybody again that we are doing Atheist and Witch magazine, and our first issue is out and about, and you should go get it, and it is, the URL to get that, I made it nice and simple, is awissue1, the number 1, .theatheistandthewitch.com, and that will take you right to the magazine, and you can get it and see all the witchy, gothic, crazy pinups in there, our articles, our philosophies, and whatnot. Go grab an issue. So if you want to contribute to it, we love all the gothic, witchy, steampunk, alternative, fairy, mermaid, pagan, vampire, post-apocalyptic, cyberpunk stuff you can throw at us, whether it is art, writing, photography, or anything else. Send it on over.
Yeah, poetry, anything, and fantastic familiaris. Give me your interspecies relationships. We want to know.
We want to know what's going on there. We are accepting advertising. If anybody wants to send something in, just DM us or email us at submissions@theatheistandthewitch.com, and we'll talk to you about what we can set up. We'll stick you in the magazine. It's old school stuff, so we're not afraid to accept money. We put it back into all the endeavors we are up to. And as usual, we want to remind you, if you don't think like the mainstream society tells you to, then we want to hear from you.
Woo!
Our handles, let's see, this is all the ways to find the Atheist and the Witch. Twitter, Atheist and Witch. Instagram, The Atheist and the Witch. Facebook, The Atheist and the Witch. YouTube, youtube.theatheistandthewitch.com. On Anchor FM is where you can find this podcast, so I'm sure you're already listening to us on there, unless you're on like Apple or something, and you've found us. Anchor.fm/atheist-and-witch, and search for us on other platforms as well. We're on a bunch of different podcast platforms.
Yeah.
Check out our Patreon site, patreon.com/theatheist-and-the-witch. We have some different levels of support. If you want to help us out there, they're pretty cheap. $2 for a podcast shout out and a card pull. $5 gets you card shout out, card pull, and the cool Atheist and Witch sticker. And $7.50 gets you shout out, card pull, sticker, and one of our little pins that we also had made up.
Oh yeah, the pins are awesome.
Yes, they're in the other room.
I'm all about it.
If you like the show still and you want to support us, you can head over to our Zazzle stores where we have shirts, mugs, hats, and other merchandise for fans of us, the Atheist and the Witch. It's located at store.theatheistandthewitch.com. The Witch has her artwork up at thewitchstore.theatheistandthewitch.com. And that's where you can find all of that stuff. And of course, the Wild Witch is out there at patreon.com/the Wild Witch for our male listeners.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing Velma next weekend.
Velma.
Yeah, you know all about it, Velma.
Velma's very orange, so she fits in good for the Halloween.
Yeah, I like Velma.
Halloween season. Okay, so as always, thank you for supporting us in our small attempt to entertain and promote those that society deems different.
Yes.
We have to have you don't have a devotional or anything you throw out there? Or
no, I'm just like to I just want to say, people be kind. Stop being so bad to each other. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's been a rough.
It's been a bad year.
It's been a bad year for humanity. This is gonna go down in history as one of those ones where it's like, yep.
Holy crap! Yeah, it's like, what shit show was this?
Yep. Hopefully, 2021 will turn a corner and we'll get things. So we'll leave it. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Be kind.
Be kind.
Be decent.
Be decent.
All right. So they call us weird. They call us odd. They don't get it. We don't care. Where reason meets magic. We are the Atheist and
The Witch.
Good night, you crazy people.
Good night. Have a good one. Be safe.
Oh, man, I'm save this before something happens.
I have to put my stuff back.
Episode 13, and this is 10-3. Save. Oh, we did another one.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay!
We're the best. Or at least we try to be. We're the best never rest.
Ooh. I gotta put my stuff back in the cabinet.